This video was brought to you by Endarthe, who is supporting me in the Pulse Cannon tier. If you support me in the Pulse Cannon tier or higher, you will be guaranteed 1 video request per month as long as it is Starcraft 2 related and as long as it's reasonable. This month, he requested that I review his commander concept for Commander Selendis. You know, it's actually interesting. Like back when Blizzard was still creating new commanders regularly, I keep hearing people say Selendis, Selendat. Like, yeah, they keep bringing up this character in particular as a commander of a fleet-based commander, but it was never a thing. And now that Blizzard just basically abandoned StarCraft 2, and Darth is at it again, suggesting Commander Selendis, I have once again with me AOM Master, who is an expert in StarCraft 2 co-op. He will be reviewing this along with me. This is the first time I am seeing this document and reviewing it for you guys. So, Al Master, how are you today?
I'm doing okay.
Doing okay. All right.
Yeah,
So,
you're giving me some pretty big shoes to fill in. I think I'm an expert at co-op.
yeah. I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about shoe size. I usually go barefoot in my house. Anyway, that's not related. So, Selendis has arrived commanding the Golden Armada and is ready to bring about justice, owed to those under her command by Aemon with the valor of the Templar. The Executor is determined to renew the lost glory and bring back order to the newly freed Armada. That is a long sentence. Assisted by 3 other leaders, including Admiral Urun, an impatient individual preferring faster ships, but is protective and treated with those under his command with... Okay, that's... I take it back. Now this is a long sentence. It's gonna every sentence from here is just gonna get longer. Prolet Mohandar, quiet and inscrutable. I'm gonna have to Google what inscrutable means. He may be slower, or actually, he may slower than other in his command due to his advanced age, but is still quite capable once he gains enough momentum. You know, this is where Subsorian would be really useful. If you could get him in the chat, it would be great actually to get his opinion on these lore bits. Lastly, Danaimoth.
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think Subsorian would be a very useful person to have in this because he has a lot of like lore information.
Yeah, that's where we're missing. We just know how co-op works, but we don't know the characters themselves that much. I mean, I did play all campaigns of StarCraft 1 and 2, and I even played most of the Enslaver series and the what was that thing? Those other StarCraft series. I played those too. Anyway,
Yeah,
where were we?
We basically just build stuff and F2A move.
Sure. Let's say, quote unquote, we built stuff and F2 and A moved. Lastly, the Danaimoth, a mysterious AI repurposed from a destroyed starship closer to a Templar than a machine, but different from purifiers. I did encounter Danaimoth before. Have you encountered this one, Elmaster?
I cannot remember. All I can remember is salt.
Salt. So I do believe I encountered Danaimoth before, but interestingly enough, the first time I encountered this name is in the StarCraft 1 editor, the StarCraft 1 map editor. There were heroes of each unit type, and the hero for the Protoss Arbiter happened to be called Danaimoth. I have no idea what it is, but I just remember the name. I actually remember the names for most of the hero units. Like there was a Phoenix Zealot, Phoenix Dragoon, Mojo was a hero scout before he was in StarCraft 2. There was no hero Corsair. The hero carrier was Gantry Thor, Tassadar's ship, of course. The hero Dark Templar, of course, Zeratul. The hero High Templar was Tassadar. The Selendis was not a thing. It's not in StarCraft 1. At least I don't think so. Probably came up in some of the books. How many of those names are familiar to you, aside from Zeratul and Tassadar?
I don't think very many.
Yeah.
I know
Maybe
nothing
Phoenix.
about lore.
Maybe
I have
Phoenix.
absolutely no knowledge.
Ooh. Anyway, each captain regards all below them to be under their command, and as such grants benefits to all under it. I've got to reread the sentence. Each captain regards all below them to be under... You mean physically below? You mean ground units? Or regards all below their rank to be under their command? And as such grants benefits to all under it. I wonder what that means. Each new armada...
It's kind of vague.
Yeah, it's kind of vague. Each new armada still retain its previous capabilities, but now improved with the support of its captains. Both allies and enemies alike will feel the might of the Golden Armada. Need a period at the end of that sentence. Short overview of the mechanics. This commander, Selendis. I like this. I like this overview of the mechanics. This was one thing that we suggested last time that they add. I like that they did this. This commander, Selendis, uses an army that consists of only air units, accompanied by 4 armada captains that provide bonuses and ability buffs when armada units are under their command. The captains are warped in from the warp conduit, a special building available at the start of the mission, and they can be revived immediately via the top bar. Stargates no longer have tech requirements, but fleet beacons still require a Stargate to be built. The forge has been replaced by the cybernetics forge. Not the core forge, guys, the cybernetics forge. And now holds air weapon and armor upgrades. A tribunal sanctum. Wow. Our tribunal sanctum. There was a building in Starcraft 1, Outmaster, called the Arbiter Tribunal. You needed this building. Imagine this, imagine this. I think you haven't played Starcraft 1, but imagine this. To build Arbiters, you first need a gateway, and then a cyber core, and then a Stargate, and a Citadel of a Dune, and then a Templar Archives, and only then can you build the Arbiter Tribunal. It's 6 tech structures to build an Arbiter in Starcraft 1. That's insane.
Yeah.
But if you listen to Artosis talk about the Arbiter, you might get the impression that six tech structures is not enough, based on his feedback about the unit. The Tribunal Sanctum is required to build Arbiters and holds Arbiter and Mothership upgrades. Each captain has a different ability, or a different command ability, like an aura passive, that grants bonuses or special effects to all allied units within its range. Both captains and armada units also possess ability buffs that activate when within range of a captain. Okay. These buffs are not the same as passive aura possessed by each captain. Okay. This would mean that while armada buffs or armada units must be within range of a captain for the ability buffs to take effect, captains would have their ability buffs active constantly. Okay. Technically, ability buffs must be within range of the passive aura that captains possess, not the captains. Therefore, while leveling, some captains cannot activate ability buffs until they've unlocked the passive aura ability. Ability buffs are separated into 2 types: armada buffs that take effect while in range of any captain, and heroic buffs that only take effect when specific armada units are within range of the captain. Ah, so it looks like armada buffs are
Or apply to the general units.
Yeah, it applies to everything. While heroic buffs only take effect to specific unit types. So heroic buffs for Arbiters take effect when within range of Selendis. Heroic buffs for Phoenixes and Tempests take effect when within range of Urun. Heroic buffs for Void Rays take effect when within range of Mohandar. Heroic buffs for Scouts and Carriers take effect when within range of the Denaimoth. Carrier hero, oh boy! I'm not sure, but
cool.
Yeah, like I said, the Denaimoth is an Arbiter hero, and now he's being made a carrier hero here. Interesting. Could it be to avoid confusion with Phoenix's Arbiter suit? Because I recall the Denaimoth being an Arbiter hero. Let's read on, right? Let's read on. Okay. So talent level 1 is Command Restructuring. Armada captains are warped in / built from the warp conduit and will be recalled upon taking fatal damage. Returned to the field after 100 seconds. Interesting. So are we gonna be able to place them? Or will they just spawn outside of the warp conduit? We'll have to find out later.
Outside the warp conduit.
Yeah, like kind of like heroes respawn. Stargates no longer have tech requirements. Forges are replaced by cybernetic forges and now hold air weapons, air armor, and shield upgrades. Selendis will automatically start warping in from the warp conduit at the start of the mission for no resource costs. I am also guessing that ground units and robotics are disabled for this commander, since it was specifically mentioned that this will be an air-focused commander. That's what I think. Selendis' command. Armada Captain unlocks a passive ability that grants bonuses to all allied units within 8 radius. Okay. Passive ability. Allies are healed for life, shields, and energy. Interesting. This is interesting. So it heals.
Should be like, yeah, just a wording issue here. I would, it's regeneration instead of healing. Healing is strictly for life.
That's true.
So you can say increases the life, shield, and energy regeneration of allied units.
Or rather, we could say that regenerates life, shields, and energy of allied units simultaneously. That could be how we could word it.
I was thinking of phrasing like increases the life, shield, and energy regeneration of allied units by X%. So
that sounds good.
Quantity.
I like that. That sounds good. The consideration is that when you say percentage, if I recall correctly, the hull damage of Protoss units is never regenerated naturally. So a percentage of 0 is still 0, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'd fix that wording though. Healing is strictly for life.
I agree.
Regeneration is used.
I agree.
For that number.
Good point. Unlocks Armada buffs for Phoenixes and Urun. Armada buffs become active when Armada units are within any Armada Captain's command. Graviton Beam restores users' shields and has reduced ability cooldown. Unlock Armada buffs for Void Rays. Man, this could help keep the Phoenixes alive. I've personally never been a fan of using Phoenixes in co-op because big, massive units exist and buildings exist, and you can't fight those big boys without immortals, which also cost gas. For me, it's hard to juggle.
I use the Phoenixes when I'm up against a pure ground comp with Artanis. Strictly for Artanis, pure ground comp, and I just add a few Tempests to deal with hybrids.
And buildings, I'm guessing.
It works out.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. That's fair. Alright.
I have a question. So, discharging prismatic beams on Void Rays without consequence. The Graviton Beam restores users' shields. So these things only occur when they're near an Armada Captain, right?
I think so. Yeah, this looks like Urun's. Oh wait. Unlock Armada buffs for Void Rays in Mohandar. Charge prismatic beams.
Just the line before, it says when the Armada units are within any Armada Captain's command.
Oh, so here's what I think this is like. This is what I think about it. So when you have Phoenixes near Mohandar, they will still get the Graviton Beam shield restoration. Not specifically Urun. The Phoenixes will get their Armada buff.
That's how I
Yeah, I think that's how I understand it.
And the Graviton Beam would restore the Phoenix's shield?
Here's the only issue I have with it. Not a major one, but I think could still be an issue, because this feels like it's not going to be that much of a big deal, because most co-op players use all army hotkey to command their forces, and when they all army air units, they tend to clump up, meaning the individual auras of each captain overlaps with each other for a large part of it, making the differentiation between, or making the separate auras of each captain kind of redundant. That's what I feel. Like, the optimal way to do this would, if you were maybe a speedrunner, would be to separate your captains. Each would have their own aura, buffing all the units within them. That's how I think it would be optimally used, but for most players, they won't really feel this upgrade because they will just F2 everything.
It's an interesting point, but like the other thing as well is it may encourage higher level play where people are splitting their captains. It's kind of like a variant on like Lone Wolf, where you're splitting up your hero units and their armies into separate areas for multi-pronged pushes. I like the skill ceiling that is available, but if you also want to F2 a move, it seems to work properly.
Yeah, it doesn't punish people for F2ing. It just removes the buff.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: this graviton beam restoring the user's shields. Is this the Phoenix's shield or the unit that the Phoenix lifts up to try and encourage advantage?
I imagine it's the Phoenix itself, because it makes little sense. Because graviton beams is usually used offensively, so when you lift up an enemy Protoss unit, you will actually heal it rather than damage it.
Well, here's the thing: wouldn't it be interesting if you could change that so that if you lift up an enemy unit, nothing happens, but if you lift up an allied unit, it restores the user that unit's shield?
Well,
allowing the Phoenix.
Lifting up an allied unit, I'm not sure, but can you lift up an allied unit in co-op using the graviton beam? Have you tried it?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Second is, wouldn't that just immobilize the lifted unit?
It does.
I don't know, man. I'd rather run back to Vorzun's Dark Pilot and regen shields faster. But
I mean, like, picture this. Picture this, CG.
All right.
You have an ally, Artanis. He's playing P3 and he's going Mass High Templar for some reason. And his High Templars now are engaging a Robo.
What do you mean for some reason? I like going Mass High Templars, Artanis. What do you mean?
SP3 Artanis. SP3, not P1, P3 Artanis.
Alright.
And now you're gonna go in and you're gonna engage this Robo Reaver attack wave with Mass High Templar. Now all your High Templars have lost all their shields because of one Reaver attack. I can bring my Phoenixes in, I can lift up all your High Templars. Not only regenerate their shield, but keep them safe from the attack wave.
I'm telling you right now, the High Templar will die before your Phoenixes get there. if Artanis can't keep their High Templar alive, or can't keep their High Templar shields up, they won't be able to keep it alive for long enough before your Phoenixes get there. They will die. It sounds cute in theory, but I don't think it'll be possible for low-level players to execute.
We're not talking about low-level players. We're talking about like pro co-op players.
Right.
Pro co-op players like you.
Whoa. Let's get one thing clear. A professional is someone who does something for a living. I don't play co-op for a living. Co-op is just something I do because no one else will do it. Because no one else will do co-op, so I have to do it. It doesn't actually pay the bills. Anyway, enough about that.
Charging prismatic without consequence. Can you please remind me what the consequence is? I can't remember what it is. You can't remember either.
No. Because in Wings of Liberty, prismatic beams on Void Race would only charge if you were targeting something. So there was an old strategy in Wings of Liberty where the Void Race would charge the prismatic beam, because the longer in Wings of Liberty, the longer the Void Ray attacks, the more powerful its attacks get. Like those 3 beams on the Void Ray. Once you get the triple beam on the Void Ray, That's the most powerful version. So what people did when they cheesed with Void Rays before was they charged on a pylon or on other Void Rays before they engaged. I think the without consequence here means they'll immediately be at full charge. Maybe? Not quite sure about this.
Well, it was, but I wasn't sure. I thought there was some other downside to it.
Yeah. I'm not sure either if there was any other downside. Is there a cooldown of some sort? I don't think so. But
yeah.
I guess the
maybe a little bit of
what?
Elaboration on that one might be a little bit helpful.
Yeah, maybe elaboration would be good. Anyway, next one, to the front line, Armada captains are warped in directly onto the rally point target location. Oh, look at that. Our question from earlier was addressed immediately. So they will be warped into the rally point rather than the warp conduit. That's pretty nice. It's like drop pods.
Yep.
Okay. I like that. That's fine. Light Starship upgrade cache. By the way, remember what we said about the debuff aura thing last time for Neadra? Looks like they actually followed our advice for Selendis. They put the aura thing at level 2. I like that. I like that change.
Everything is like, so far, like it seems very like this looks like a commander the Blizzard could release. It's very organized. I'm happy.
No, the type of commander that Blizzard would release these days is just an empty PDF with nothing else written on it.
No, the type of commander Blizzard released was one where every single action you issue to your units costs you $1.
That's microtransactions. Anyway.
Activision has entered the chat.
Anyway.
Okay. Continue.
Light Starship upgrade cache. Unlock the following upgrades for Scouts and Phoenixes and Urun in the Fleet Beacon. APL sensors, raises sight range and weapon range. Ooh, I remember these upgrade names. I'm not sure if you remember these upgrade names, but I do remember these for the Scouts. I actually remember thinking that Scouts back in Starcraft 1 were awesome because they deal 56 damage versus air units. And then years later, I found out that they were considered trash by the 1v1 community in Starcraft 1. I thought the Scouts were awesome in Starcraft 1 before I learned about the pro scene. Turns out people think they're terrible. I mean, can't argue. They're the ones who play Starcraft 1 more than I do, but come on, man, 56 damage per volley. It's pretty good. Raises sight range and weapon range. Increases move speed and auto cast ability. Yeah. When you give a speed upgrade to Phoenixes, that's gonna be pretty nuts. But personally, what benefit do you see in co-op? What benefit do you see with sight range?
That extra sight range means I can lift up your High Templars from a higher distance.
It's not gonna reach! Oh.
You're already one step ahead of you.
No, it's not gonna reach. I'm telling you.
It didn't
Man.
say by how much. It increased the sight range by 20.
By 20? Okay, if it increases sight range by 20, it will reach. If it increases sight range and weapon range by 20, I might actually start massing scouts as Selendis. Because my scouts will basically be Tempests for half the supply and half the cost. I would actually mass scouts as Selendis with that upgrade. But I don't think it's 20. Gravitic thrusters also increase attack rate. Oh, it's a stim! Or a free stim rather. Doesn't say by how much though. Would be useful to learn how much it increases the attack rate by.
I think that those numbers will be available the actual upgrades. This is fine because this is just a basic summary, right, of what you get.
Yeah, I like the spelling. I like the spelling maneuvering. Do you spell maneuvering this way? Maneuvering.
The new.
Maneuver.
Yeah, that's a type.
What?
Yeah, that's a type. It's a typo.
It's a typo? Oh, I thought it was just a fancy way of spelling it. My bad.
Yeah, it's EUVERING.
Yes.
Yeah.
All allied units gain 25% weapon damage when moving. Ooh! Moving shots.
This would instantly disqualify me from playing this commander.
No. All allied units. Kerrigan with the moving shot. Oh wait, no, never mind. It says any allied unit that can fire while moving.
One's amplifier upgrade that caused me to get my repetitive strain injury.
No, you can use it on Super Gary.
Oh yeah, you can.
Super Gary. Dude! 25% weapon damage. Yeah, and also Diamondbacks.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
Would be like,
this is awesome.
who else?
Yeah. What else? Banshees, Vikings, Battlecruisers, Mutalisks. I'm thinking of other units that can shoot while moving. Well, technically Tempests can. Phoenixes can.
Yeah, Dragoons do, Reavers.
I don't think Dragoons do they?
Yeah, as long as you start a step right.
Oh, like... Wrathwalkers! They're gonna be insane!
You won Wrathwalkers with
Wrathwalkers with 25%. Dude! Oh, I like this one. Good job on this one, Endarthe. This is good. They can have a lot of synergies with this one. Urun's command.
Yeah, I like it.
Armada Captain Urun unlocks a passive ability that grants bonuses to all allied units within 8 radius. Okay. Upon death, allies restore life and shields to full over time. What? Upon death, allies restore life and shields to full over time. Like, do they revive? Hold on, I feel like I'm misreading this.
I think this is when Urun dies. When he dies, it just refills everyone up to full. Is that how it works?
Is that how it works? So yeah. Sacrificing Urun's gonna be a thing now. Poor Urun.
That way, you can keep your High Templars alive.
Okay, if you say so. When Armada units unlock heroic buffs for Phoenixes in Urun, heroic units become active. When Armada units within a specific... What? Hold on. Unlock heroic buffs for Phoenixes. Heroic buffs become active when Armada units are within... Right. These are Phoenix specific. Phoenix to Urun specific synergies. So Graviton Beam.
Yeah, I would change this. Like, I changed the description and I would say like heroic buffs become active when Armada units are...
Yeah, just say...
when Phoenixes are next to... Something like that. Because like, this one is specifically Phoenix-Urun interaction, right? Like, if I'm understanding this correctly.
I think they worded it fine. I just had a brain fart when I tried to read it. I think the wording's fine because they're saying heroic buffs in general.
Okay. I guess they're.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Graviton Beam reduces enemy armor to 0. Ooh, that sounds good.
That's nice.
I could use this for like... Oh, it would be nice if Phoenixes can lift up Ultralisks and stuff. And Thors. Those are the ones where this would be really useful. Things like Zerglings...
hybrid.
Things like Zerglings, Marines, I don't feel like this will do that much. Maybe I'm just tripping out. I guess it could be useful in the late game. When the enemy has 3-2 upgrades and you lift them up.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not particularly bad. It's an extra buff.
Yeah. It's buff. Buff's good. More is more. In comp, more is more. Immediate deployment. Instantly revive Armada captains at target location. Resource cost is determined by amount... Oh, it's like the Nova Revive. Okay, I'm okay with that. Armored Starship Upgrade Cache. Unlocks the following upgrades for Void Base and Mohandar in the Fleet Bacon. Raises move speed and acceleration. Unlock the following upgrades for Arbiters and Selendis. Tribunal and Sanctum. Yeah, Flux Veins is a recent upgrade for Void Race in the most recent
In the PvP, yeah,
Yeah,
in the
1v1.
PvP mode. Yeah.
Revelation Protocol applies Revelation debuff to all enemies in range. So it's like the 1v1 ability of Oracles.
Yeah, isn't Revelation just like gives you vision?
Yeah, I think it's. Well, why is that relevant comp, I wonder? Maybe you can use something like Chi Scythe of Amon?
Yeah, I think maybe the idea is like you use the Arbiter or Selendis to get vision of an enemy wave or like of an enemy camp. You know, get them to aggro you a little bit, draw them into the Arbiter, give them the Revelation debuff, move away. Then the enemy unit goes back into the middle of the enemy camp, and now you have vision, so you can use cooldowns.
It's like Parasite in
maybe
Starcraft 1. I don't know. I feel like as soon as you approach the enemy using the Arbiter for the first time, your ally will just use whatever top art they have and like ruin your beautiful, well-crafted plan. Especially Nova.
Yeah, I
Nova
mean, like-
tends to just nope your whole plan away with a click of a button.
Yeah, it's an odd one, to say the least.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just I feel like if you have to remove an ability, this would be a good one. Like if you have to trim down the commander, this would be a good place to start. The Revelation thing seems like it's not really that impactful.
Assuming that's
That's how
the
it-
Revelation
yeah.
debuff.
Bosonic Core raises max energy, start with full energy. Okay, don't have a problem with that. Unlock armada buffs for Arbiters. Some abilities have been improved. Heroic buffs. Some abilities have been improved. Okay, that's
So I
fine.
think what's happening here, these things like the Revelation Protocol, I think it's like a level 1, level 2, level 3 upgrade. So the level 1 just gives you vision, and the level 2 and level 3 does other stuff, is my guess.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's withhold judgment until we read on. Good suggestion. Mohandar's command. Armada Captain Mohandar unlocks a passive ability or aura that grants bonuses to allies within 8 radius. All allies become cloaked. It's like a mothership. Unlock heroic buffs for Void Race and Mohandar. Prismatic Beam can gain 1 more charge. Yeah, I'm okay with this.
Okay.
Quadruple charge Void Race, that's pretty good. I'm guessing the ribbon effect would be different, like it gets a different color when it gets the 4th charge, because how the prismatic beam for the Void Ray works is that each claw of the Void Ray has a beam thing to the little pylon in the middle before it charges. So the fourth one could have maybe a different color on that beam. Yeah, I could see how that could be a thing. Level 10 shield. Oh, look at this. They did the level thing too. They did the level 10 thing too. They unlocked a unit at level 10. Shield of Fire.
Yeah.
I like this. Very good job, Endarthe. Unlock Mothership Form.
It's like actual co-op upgrades now.
Yeah. Unlock Mothership Form for Selendis. Selendis can upgrade from Mothership Core form to Mothership Form. Okay.
Yeah. I'm assuming that comes with a large number of buffs and strength and stuff as well.
Yeah, like how the Mothership Core from Heart of the Swarm gains abilities when it gets to the Mothership. Unlock the following...
Instead of minus 400 kick W.
Alright. Unlock the following upgrades for Tempests in the Fleet Bacon. Disruption Blast. Attack stun enemy structures.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like do you remember Vorazun's Void Stasis?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is just a stun.
Oh,
Like,
not.
it's
I
okay.
guess. But I thought it just. I always say this whenever people in the comments talk about how This stun is awesome. Look at him running around in panic. I'm like, just kill them. Right? Just kill them.
That is all. I mean, like, is there any structure that can even hit the Tempest?
The death grip crystal. Oh wait, the death grip crystal is technically a unit. You're right. You're right. The laser drill. Dude, the laser drill. Stun the laser drill.
Laser drill is probably a heroic, so it probably would be discounted from the stun anyway.
I mean, aside from the fact that it's usually at the very back of the base.
Yeah, I think the idea behind this is like your Tempests are gonna be like next to, you know, your Phoenixes and your Scouts and other stuff. You don't want those units to take damage.
Yeah,
While
but
your Tempests work.
I would still rather just destroy the static defense.
Just collect them with your Tempests.
Yeah. Seems better.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. I just feel like it's not entirely necessary. I guess you can have it there. I would complain if you had it there. I just wouldn't use it that much.
Fair enough.
Tectonic destabilizers. Attacks deal bonus damage versus massive. Oh, this one I will get. Oh yes. I will get this one. Get wrecked,
really
Thors and hybrids. This is good.
Yep, very important.
Yeah, approve. That one. Energized network raises interceptor launch range and reach range. Oh yeah, I'm okay with this.
Okay. Yeah.
Unlock armor buffs for Tempests. Increase weapon range. Ooh, how long is? Wait, Tempests are gonna have.
There's more.
There's more. Imagine if Tempest had the same range as Earth Splitters.
Range. Hey, I'd be okay with that.
There's a new Arcturus in town, and her name is Selendis. Unlocks armada buff for carriers. Increase interceptor launch rate. Yeah, that's fine. Unlock
on catapult.
Yeah, like this is basically that thing that allows you to deal with poopigators when you go mass carriers. Unlock heroic buffs for Tempests. Speaking of revelation, that would be useful for boombots, wouldn't it?
Boombots?
Boombots. So you can have vision of the numbers. So you can type them.
Like, yes.
Maybe I think that's what it would do. Unlock armada buff for carriers. Interceptor launch. That's good. Unlock heroic buffs for Tempests. Attacks deal splash and leave damage over time. Area effect on kill. Dude, that sounds amazing.
That is nice. That looks really nice.
That's any form of splash damage is a huge upgrade. Like a huge upgrade. Like the reason why Corsairs can kill at airwaves is because the enemy waves clump up and they get splashed down. So if you give Tempest splash and have a damage over time effect on kill, that would be insane. Yeah, I like this.
I agree 100%.
Level 12 Fleet Weak. Stargates and fleet beacons no longer cost any Vespine gas. Okay, yeah, sure. I think that's good. Armada Captain. Unlocks a passive ability that grants bonuses to all allied units within 8 radius. Allies gain armor and shield armor. Okay. Attacks air and ground simultaneously. Air attacks slow enemy down. Air attacks slow enemy down. I mean, it's fine, but again, same thing I mentioned before. Like, I just kill it. But I understand why you want to have different types of upgrades in here. Like, even on commanders that do get released, there are those upgrades that are just nice to have. For example, the Dark Hall for the Centurions, that type of upgrade. It's there. It's nice to have, but I mean.
Well, the other thing is like this is a passive, right? So like you get it anyway. So it's just an extra bonus. It's a heroic buff.
I guess.
You don't have to research the heroic buffs, I think. So I think they're just given to you
for the sake of having a buff.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like, give me a buff, I'll take it. I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, sure. That's good. Unlock heroic buffs for carriers. And the Dynamoth fires a slow beam that deals damage to enemies and auto-cast ability. So an auto attack
like
with carriers.
Florian beam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Expanded authority. Increase the ability range of... Oh dude, look at this. I just skipped ahead. My eyes just skipped ahead to level 15. I like that. But level 14 first. Increase the ability range of Selendis' command to 15 radius. Dude! That's massive.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm gonna do a little math on the recording for a while. What's the area of a 7 radius circle or an 8 radius circle? Pi r square, right?
Yeah.
3.14 by 8 square.
64.
200. The area is 200 for an 8 radius. But for a 15 radius, it's 700. Do you know how big that is?
What is the range of Alarak's Wrath of the High Lord? Is it 11 range?
I'm
Or
actually
is
not
it 15
sure.
range? I think it's like 11 range.
Is
So
that
15
the one?
radius is like
Is that the one that recharges his abilities when he sacrifices a supplicant?
yes, that's what it is.
Oh, it's
I think
16
that's
range.
11 range.
It's 16 range.
Oh, it's 16 range.
16 range. You can
So
sacrifice.
16 range is like
Let me do the math. 16 range.
15 range is basically like from edges of your screen, I think.
No, that's 22 range. The edge of the screen, horizontal.
Range,
That's
okay.
22 range. I actually did that on a video. Anyway,
Alright. That's 22 range, so you're talking about slightly more than half that distance. That's actually pretty good.
yeah, the radius. But check
Yeah,
this out. The area of 8 radius is 200 units. The area of 15 range is 706 units. It multiplied, it almost quadrupled.
It's the magic of squaring.
Amazing. Amazing. Like this
Okay,
level
level
14
15.
is massive. The Gold Armada increases probe harvest rate by 20%. Ho ho, get wrecked, Probius. Who's the best probe now? Increase probe harvest rate by 20% for minerals and 25% for gas. So I bet it's like the return thing. Like
You
instead
know,
of
believe it or not, I actually do not like this upgrade.
why not?
Because I think there is a level of uniformity with harvesting. Like, harvesting is the one thing in the game that is like, usually never touched. Harvesting rates being changed. I don't know. It's an interesting one, but I do not know if I like this upgrade.
Well, I imagine that when Endarthe had this commander reviewed, he found that the units are very expensive, and on 2 base, you will likely not have enough for all the fleet units you want to have, which is why he basically gave Selendis a Protoss mule of sorts. But
you can reduce the cost of your units to solve that issue.
that's probably a
instead
more
of
elegant
increasing the
solution.
harvest.
But wouldn't that just be a Phoenix type of or there was a Carax buff before that did reduce his unit cost.
Well, the reason why I mention it is because like every single commander has the same harvest rate for minerals.
I agree.
Gas is a little bit different for auto commanders because like I think Nova's automatic refineries are a little bit slower than Warzone's, something like that, but ideally like all the commanders have the same mineral and Vespene gain rate. And I do not know why that is the case. Like maybe Blizzard definitely must have thought of changing the harvest rate for decided not to, right?
Yeah.
So I'm instead of this thing, I would basically just
Make them
flip it
cheaper.
around and just say that units cost like 20% less. Yeah, so
That's actually yeah, I feel like that's a more elegant solution. I actually agree with you. The only thing to note here, which is not necessarily an issue, is that it's been done before for one of Carax's masteries, unit cost reduction, and also I think Phoenix's prestige, network administrator.
Raynor also has like cost reduction on his units.
Yeah, so that's so with that, you think it's better? That's a better solution because it's been done before. There's a precedent.
I think just out of precedence, I do not know what Blizzard's rationale behind not changing harvest rates is, but
maybe they don't want to mine out the maps.
it could be mining out the maps. It could be just like balancing the economy in some way, shape, or form. Like you want the commanders to be roughly consistent with each other. I do not know what the exact reason is.
Look at you, so cute. Think of balancing comp commanders. That's so cute. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you make a lot of sense with that actually. There's kind of a baseline for all commanders, and you're right. The harvesting rate is one of the baselines. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah, Endarthe, I would say that you should take our master's thoughts on the harvesting rate into consideration. Personally, I don't have anything to say about harvesting rate, but I would suggest that you reconsider. Look for something else that will make level 15 a thing, like maybe reduce the cost, or maybe give them additional health like Swan does. Instead of making your units faster to buy, make them more valuable once you have them. Something like that.
There are a few options in this like scenario, right? It's like you want to justify the cost of the units. So you can either like reduce the cost of the units, or you can make them better.
Or do the Artanis approach.
Other,
do the Artanis approach. Remove pylons.
Yeah, the other option as well is, if you want to go for the valuable unit approach, as in like, these units are really, really strong, then you can limit the supply to 100 or 150. So that way you do not feel that you're not getting out all the units that you possibly can. But there are a few options like you can look at, depending on which direction you want to take the commander.
There it is. All right, you got a few options here, Endarthe. I think you just pick one. And if you really want to stick with the Gold Armada, if you think it's essential to your commander, then by all means, it's your commander. we're just giving input here, all right? Anyway, moving on to Mastery set. Selendis weapon damage, +1 to +30. And then Selendis Arbiter energy cost. Arbiter ability energy cost. Okay, we don't know the Arbiter abilities yet. We'll have to withhold on this, but I generally lean toward ability energy or ability reduction. Ability cost reduction. I don't know.
Numbers seem reasonable as well.
Yeah, agree. Set 2, Armada Captain, mineral cost build time versus combat unit draw. Okay, I like this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like that as well.
The hero versus unit distinction. Okay. Captain life and shield regen versus increases starting supply. How about this one?
I like this. This is the whole Phoenix thing all over again.
Wouldn't you replace Captain life and shield regen with chrono boost efficiency? Or do you actually think life and shield regen is better than chrono boost efficiency? Because that's how all the other Protoss commanders have it, right? Chrono boost efficiency.
Does every commander have chrono boost efficiency? Does every Protoss commander have chrono boost efficiency?
Artanis does, Vorzun does, Carax does, Alarak does.
Zeratul has it.
Does he?
Does Zeratul?
I'm not sure. I think the third set is Legendary Legion cost or Avatar cooldown. So Zeratul doesn't, I think. Yeah, it's either Avatar cooldown or Legendary Legion cost. So yeah, there is...
Zeratul doesn't have it.
Yeah, and who's the last Protoss commander? It's Ardi, Vorzun, Carax, Alarak, Zeratul. Phoenix, yeah, Phoenix also has chrono boost efficiency. So there'll be 2 of them now.
I don't know. I like this set.
Yeah,
do
I don't
like this,
have I don't have a problem with it as well. I just thought that almost all the other Protoss commanders have chrono boost efficiency, and when you think about it, Zeratul is a Xel'Naga commander, not a Protoss commander.
Oh, that is true as well. So he would not conform to them. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not saying that you should change it,
Fine.
Endarthe. I think this is fine. I think this is good. Just something to consider. All the other Protoss commanders have chrono boost efficiency. This would be interesting if it were the
Which
case.
one would you switch out for chrono boost?
Life and shield regen, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does lend itself well to what you suggested of making the units more valuable. Like, instead of being able to pump them out faster, you'll have a focus instead of keeping them on the field. I think there's also merit in that. I'm not suggesting that you take out this one, but I actually think that this one's good. But actually, you know what? Yeah, I think I would rather remove the increased starting supply one.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're going for the chrono boost, you either get stronger army units or you get faster.
Yeah, spend on
captains,
pylons
right?
instead. Alright. So top bar. Everything from now assumes level 15 commander. Warp in Selendis.
Okay.
Selendis will be recalled upon taking fatal damage. Okay. Yeah. Mothership core form. Full revival time 100 seconds. Minus 400. Minus 600. Dude, minus 600. And 10 supply. Warp in Urun. So minus 500. Warp in Mohandar. Minus 500. Warp in Danaimoth. Minus 500. I think the descriptions are all the same, right?
Yeah.
Just the names and costs are different. I'm fine with this. So the top bar is basically a revive. Yeah, the top bar is basically a hospital. Wait, the top bar is a hospital. The Pokemon Center. you revive your heroes. He's the top bar. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's funny that, yeah, all your abilities revive heroes. I think it's funny. Your top bar is an ambulance. Your spear build is an ambulance. Oh man. Selendis. Mothership core form. Resource costs 180.90. Like initial warp in time? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, that's the initial warping.
Initial warp, and you can have Selendis out at 90 seconds. The only hero that comes out faster is the Slappy Boy.
Oh, wait a minute. That's interesting.
90 seconds. Like, if you look at build times, the fastest hero that can come out is the Haka. The second fastest is the
What is
Brutalisk.
the mastery cool up for the commander? Usually, the masteries do not affect the cool up. They
Yeah.
affect only the revive gem.
Yeah.
I would just look into that, because usually the spawn time for heroes is the same all the time.
I
Like,
agree.
Tychus is a little bit of a different like case, but
I think even with Masteries, Tychus still spawns at the same time. Always 3 mids.
yeah, Tychus himself spawns at the same time. Then his outlaws like get the buff for the recruitment time mastery.
But if Endarthe really wanted to have a hero that does get affected by initial cool up time, I'm not necessarily opposed to it. It's just that it's not how things are done. It's like the chrono boost thing,
It's not.
right?
Yeah. Basically, like the whole mining rate, right? It's like you can do it. There's nothing that stops you from doing it, but
It's just that it's not how things
Just-
are done. It's not
and
done.
like I said, again, And like I said, like I do not know why Blizzard has not done it. They've definitely thought of it, but they may have some good rationale
Yeah, I
not
mean,
doing it.
but going back to the hero spawns, like the fastest one is the Hawker, right? The second fastest is the Brutalisk. At like, the fastest one you can get is just at 2 mids. The third fastest is the Tal'Darim Mothership. The fourth fastest is Tychus, I believe, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, then the rest are 4 mids. Anyway, shields, 100 shields, life 375. That's not that tanky, actually. It's not that tanky. It's an air unit, but it's not that tanky. It's basically 500 health.
Yeah.
And it regens health. I'm thinking of... The Mothership doesn't regen health. I don't think. Does it?
No, it does not.
The Hyperion does
Protoss
not...
units do not.
The Hyperion does not regen health. The Alexander does not regen health. I'm thinking of a mechanical ship that regens health. Is there any mechanical heroic ship that regens health? Not even Phoenix.
I do not think.
Phoenixes regen when they're offline, but not passively online. Yeah, I don't think the ships will regen. Again, nothing's stopping you if you really want a regenning heroic ship, because it's the hero unit. But oh wait, Gary revives, or Gary regens health, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so I guess there is some precedent, but I mean, it's Gary. Gary is like, he gets the best oil. Does Selendis give the best oil? I don't think so. Anyway, Selendis' command.
God.
Selendis' command. All allied units within range restores 3 health per second. Okay. Increases its sight range to this ability's range. Okay. Ability range 15.
Whoa. Stop. It says all allied units within 15 range. Within range restores 3 life per second and restores 15% damage dealt as shields?
Sounds balanced.
Yeah, like...
I mean, it
Your
won't do
High
anything.
Templars wouldn't even...
No, Reavers are burst damage. It won't save your heights. Reavers are burst damage. They won't like 50% shield regen won't save them because they died the first shot. No, it won't. Oh man. I mean, it also won't do anything versus a Black Death, right? But yeah. Yeah, the 50% shield regen is pretty good, but it won't affect Zerg stuff. Oh, will it regen Kerrigan's that thing that when Kerrigan attacks she gains some form of shield?
The Carapace?
The Carapace.
I know it works for Nova. I can't remember if I tested it for Kerrigan.
Oh, something for your
I don't think it does.
something for your
it was
Mythbuster
something
series
I did
then.
on Mythbusters. I know I
Yeah.
tested the Brutalisk. I think I tested the Brutalisk Carapace and I tested the...
Well, the Brutalisk is a
the
symbiote. I
Nova.
don't think it'll work there. Did it work for the Brutalisk?
I cannot remember.
All right.
It's on the Mythbusters episode. If people are curious, you can check. I have a feeling it does. It did. But
Check it out, guys. Check out his series on Mythbusters. I'll link it down below. If I remember. You have to remind me, man. Mass teleport. Teleports the user and all friendly combat units within 7 radius. Okay, yeah, just mass recall. That's fine. User can teleport to any location with vision. No longer need to target allied unit or structure. Okay. Okay, this is good.
No comments. Yep.
Vortex. Yeah, it's black hole. absorbs enemy units for 20 seconds. When the vortex ends, all affected units will reappear. So it's like the Wings of Liberty vortex, not the Legacy of the Void black hole.
Yeah,
It's
this is
the
basically if you want
vortex.
to Archon toilet something.
Yo, dude, you can do ultimate no mercy dunking on Amon if you have Selendis and Vorzun. Vorzun black holes, and on top of that black hole, Selendis vortexes like just taking Amon and dunking him. Just dunking on Amon. Oh man, overcharge. Yeah, it's the overcharge from Heart of the Swarm. This is fine. 20 damage, 1.25 cooldown, 13 range, in 14 seconds. Yeah, it's something. It's not Alarak's overcharge, but it's good. Bosonic Core upgrade. Ability can be used on allied unit structure, granting a photon cannon-like weapon. Huh? Oh, it does
that's
30
pretty cool.
damage. Yeah, it deals more damage, shoots faster, for the same range.
So I'm assuming allied also includes your own units, or this is strictly your ally?
I'm guessing it also includes... Check out the duration though. It goes from 14 seconds to 60 seconds.
I think that is like a little bit overpowered.
That's insanity.
It's likely overpowered because like you could give it to an allied unit, right? Now the only thing is, like I said, there's another thing here about like keywords. Allied units strictly means your ally. You include allied units and your own, it is friendly, the word that they use. So, like language is really, really important when you're specifying abilities like this. So when I see allied structure and allied unit, I'm assuming that I cannot cast it on my own stuff.
Maybe say friendly instead of allied. On a friendly.
So if friendly unit or structure, then my own stuff also counts. But if they say allied units, then it's only my allied stuff.
I mean,
So
when I read allied...
maybe it was intended. Not sure.
It
It could be very well intended.
Alright, but when I read allied, I thought allied means both you and your ally, but I guess to make it clear, friendly unit or structure. Alright, Revelation Protocol. Revelation applies Revelation debuff to all enemy units and structures, last 10 seconds outside of the ability's radius. Debuff also reduces enemy weapon range by 50. Reduces their range by 50. I guess you can use this for some
Okay.
cheese. If you reduce their weapon range. I think it's limited,
Like, to be
though.
honest, like I see this upgrade and I'm like, yeah, maybe if you want to try and cheese something, maybe. But like a reduction in 50% weapon range,
Yeah, I mean,
is it very useful? I don't know.
yeah, I mean, if you want it, it's fine. It's good to have to complete the toolkit. But if I were to use the commander, I'll probably ignore this one. But I don't know. It's fine if you want to have it there. I can think of some people who want to use this ability and insist on the Starcraft 2 forums that it's OP because it looks cool. But yeah, I'm fine with having this. How about you?
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, Bosonic Core. This unit warps in with full energy and gains 25% maximum energy. Oh, I like this. The following effect is enabled when this unit is within 15 range of the commander. Stasis field. What? The following effect is enabled when this unit is within 15 range. Stasis field, vortex, and space warp have been improved. Okay. Oh yeah, it did give the effect of the Bosonic Core on those abilities. Hold on, let me find them. Yeah, Bosonic Core upgrade 28 seconds. It does give the duration. It does give the Bosonic Core upgrades. Yeah. It does say that those really good upgrades are only available with the Bosonic Core.
Yeah, and I'm assuming like the rest of these abilities are in the mothership form, which is why we haven't read like what space-time warp is and stasis field.
It's all mothership core form so far. Yeah, no, the mothership form is below. This is the mothership core. Dude, this is only the mothership core. It's not the mothership yet.
Yeah.
That's insane. Unit warps in with full energy. Okay. Yeah, it's we already read this. The following effect is enabled when this unit is within 15 range. Stasis field has been improved further. Overcharge and plat cracker have been improved. Okay. Alright. Okay, next we have upgrade to mothership. Upgrades this unit from the mothership core to the mothership. Okay, so yeah, the whole thing was just the mothership core. This is the mothership. It's a separate unit. So check this out. It will now have 1000 health and 600 shields. So it's basically a Leviathan minus the symbiote. But it has just 100 health more than the Leviathan. I should have that at my anyway, yeah. The Brutalisk actually has more health than the Leviathan. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah. It actually surprised me when I first learned, but the Brutalisk has 2000 health and the Leviathan has 1500. It only seems like the Leviathan is tankier because it's an air unit and the hard-hitting units are usually anti-ground. Like think of Thors, siege tanks, immortals. They're all anti-ground. But when you're talking about anti-air, it's not really that strong compared to anti-ground. Now, the more you know, right? Anyway. So, all ally units within range restores 3 life per second. And restores 50% damage dealt as shields. I think it's the same thing, right?
Yep, same thing.
Mass teleport, so... Does that just make it tankier? Wait, user can teleport to any location with vision, no longer need target allied unit or structure. Let me read the first one. The first
Same
mass
ability.
teleport. Yes, it's
Yeah,
actually
it's
the same
exactly.
thing. Alright.
Which makes sense.
Space-time
The next
warp.
one is new.
Yeah, from Vortex to space-time warp. Is that an upgrade or a downgrade?
No, this is a new ability.
I mean, it replaced Vortex. Is it an upgrade or a downgrade
with-
from Vortex?
Well, Vortex actually removes the unit from the map, right? So you can actually like kill them. Unless you want to like Archon toilet them.
Archon looks really cool though. But anyway, this unit creates a 3.5 radius space-time field, slows down structure move attack rate by 50%, last 11 seconds. I'm
Well,
not
look at the
sure.
Bosonic core upgrade.
This is okay.
Look at the next part.
Slows down 11.5 radius and 11.5 radius.
No, read the next part.
The space-time field disables all enemy missiles that pass through it and slows all. Oh, dude, I've seen this. I've seen this one before. It's in the Wings of Liberty preview for the mothership. I've seen this. Did you see the preview videos they made for the original Wings of Liberty mothership?
No, I have not.
They actually have this. The mothership's time warp used to be able to slow down enemy missiles incoming to the mothership. That looked awesome. Oh, dude, yes.
But this
yes.
doesn't slow them down, right? It just disables all enemy missiles?
No. What I'm gonna need to link you that video, man. It looks really cool. Like, it showed a bunch of missiles and marines shooting at a mothership, and all their bullets gradually or their projectiles drastically slowed down in the time warp and came to a full stop halfway to the mothership. And once the time warp dissipated, all the bullets and missiles are still suspended in midair, and they just drop to the ground. It looked awesome.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that looks pretty cool.
It looked
Yeah.
awesome. I'm
like
gonna
that.
I'm gonna have to link you that video.
Yeah, link it to me because I want to watch that. But yeah, the second I saw that, I was like, okay, this like makes it worthwhile instead of
Yes.
the vortex.
The boss in the core is really good. Alright, Planet Cracker. Deals 200 damage.
Oh, Planet Cracker!
Delicious.
This thing better be awesome. This thing better be awesome, or I'm gonna be very disappointed with
it will
Endarthe.
permanently destroy a part of the map. Make it
Yes,
actually
like, I
a
want to see
planet.
something like that. It just removes like 6 tile radius from the map.
It will make Donnie Vermillion start talking about the lava, and the lava will actually rise, and Terry will spawn on on the map and start talking about boring science stuff. Deals 200 damage per second for 15 seconds to all enemy units and structures with a 15 radius area of effect around the
God.
user. 15 radius.
Yeah, you can't move Selendis and you can't use other abilities when the Planet Cracker is active for the 15 seconds, but you can work with that.
Yes, fly her to a Void Sliver, activate Planet Cracker,
Yeah, I know.
and then
right?
sit back. 200 damage per second to
Look at the
15
Bosonic
seconds.
core upgrade.
That's 3,000 damage. Dude, a Void Thrasher will survive a Planet Cracker. Oh. Oh. A
I
Void
mean, like
Thrasher.
it's 3,000, like it's 300 damage per second. It's like 3,000 damage to every single enemy unit.
Yeah, but like
18 radius.
the awesomeness of the effect will be mitigated by the fact that it won't kill the Void Thrasher. And it will only kill like the first 2 Void Slivers on Scythe of Amon. It won't kill the last 3.
I mean, like nothing's gonna be alive, right?
I
you
guess,
just walk in and
but
just delete
like
it with whatever's left.
the awesomeness factor.
You
It's-
could pro brush the Void Sliver and you'd still be fine. Yeah,
Dude,
look at the Bosonic
The
core
awesomeness.
upgrade.
Okay. Bosonic core upgrade deals 300 damage per second to for 10 seconds. So it's still 3,000 damage.
It's a faster kill.
Yeah, and the radius is increased to 18.
18 radius. I think that's really strong. I like it.
Yeah, it's like a big nuke. 18 radius. Is...
Oh, wireless ability is in effect. The user can move.
Can move. Oh, I can clean up a map. Or I can clean up. I can clean up an area with
like,
this.
You move at full speed? Because that's like definitely something you could do, right? It's like you could probably clear 2 void
A whole
slivers.
base.
No, you probably couldn't do it. Yeah, you could do it with 10 seconds Plant Cracker, but like that's an insane amount of damage.
I would rather call that. It's not. I wouldn't call it a planet cracker, because it doesn't crack the planet. I would
Call it an Amon unit who vacuum cleaner.
that's actually a better thing to call it. Call it a vacuum cleaner, because it will actually suck up all.
It's everything on the ground.
Call it a big fat eraser, because it's gonna erase everything but the hardest stains. Like it will erase everything except the Void Slivers and the Void Thrashers. Everything else is gonna get erased. Even
Yeah.
it's like it's not even gonna drop biomass. It'll just erase everything. No essence, no biomass. So like Avatar Dog are just gonna look at this with like sad eyes. Because they can't
mean,
even it won't
I
even
was
drop
looking at this.
what?
Like, look at the ability cooldown. The cooldown from the start of the mission is 300 seconds. The cooldown is 60 seconds.
60 seconds!
So you use the Planet Cracker, and then you reposition your Selendis.
And
to
use it
wherever you
again?
want, and wait for 50 seconds. and
Dude.
just delete the map.
Dude, this sounds as balanced as Gary.
Hey, you know what? I'm happy. Like, the Planet Cracker is like one of the coolest abilities in the game, and like we never got to see it. And Endarthe has done this ability proud. I'm happy.
I
with
mean,
this.
I still wouldn't call it a planet cracker. It's a really, really good vacuum. But unless there are unusable unless they're unusable terrain after a Planet Cracker, I wouldn't call it Planet Cracker. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's really cool, and it does the mothership justice, but it doesn't do the name Planet Cracker justice. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I was about to make a joke how it also wouldn't drop a simulation aura when characters. It'll just make all the Zerg commanders sad, basically. It'll just make all the Zerg. It will even destroy Stead Boy's Steadlights, and
Can you imagine Planet Cracker versus a Zerg comp? The Vipers in the base would like yoink Selendis towards them.
Yes, yes.
Assuming they live, but you know, that's assuming they live. They'll probably die before they can do the yoink.
No, like
Still.
no, because the abduct speed is faster than the mothership's movement speed, right? So like,
Well, it deals 300 damage per second in 18 radius, right?
no, I mean,
So,
how you'll use this is you'll activate the Planet Cracker and then you'll move the mothership around the direction of the enemy forces. But when it gets abducted by the Viper, it will go right to the middle of the forces instantly. Basically, it will kill
even
stuff.
better.
Yeah, the Viper will actually make it better by abducting it.
Can Abathur Vipers abduct heroic units? Because if they can, there's an interesting like thing you could do with the Planet Cracker.
I think it. I do know it abducts.
Cyberus Arbiter, like Phoenix Cyberus Arbiter,
I don't actually.
can like
remember.
recall the mothership, so you
I-
can take out like 2 enemy bases at the same time.
Yeah. Anyway, it's enough. That's enough about that. Let's move on. Revelation Protocol. Okay, let's see. Still.
I'm
agree.
perfectly happy doing another video on just this ability and thinking how we can exploit the hell out of it.
I would love that
Yeah,
too.
let's go on.
The Revelation Protocol. I don't know. It just seems so underwhelming. It's like, do you know that meme of the 3-headed dragon? The first head is space-time warp. The second head is a Planet Cracker. The third head
I've,
with the cuddly dragon is the Revelation Protocol. That's how I imagine this. It's that meme. It's that dragon meme. Revelation Protocol is the third head that looks like a cuddly dragon. Oh man, poor Revelation Protocol. You're not bad. You're just like, you just happen to be the third ability. You just happen to be the lesser younger brother. Poor Revelation Protocol. Bosnic Core. Yeah, we already read that. Okay, let's move on. Urun. 200 shield, 400 health. APL sensors. Okay, abilities. Urun's command. All allied units within range are stunned upon taking fatal damage. Okay, yeah, this needs to be reworded. It should say all allied units within range are stunned when Urun takes fatal damage. Right? Right?
Yeah.
I thought you left the call. Anyway, restoring.
No, I'm trying to like interpret it. It's like, hold on, some. Oh no! Wait a minute.
Wait, they stun allied units? Hold on. Yeah, you're right.
I think what happens, it puts them into stasis and it refills their HP and shields. So it's not actually a stun.
Yeah, I think
Like the Shadow Guard. What is the
the
wording
void
for
stasis or
Zeratul
the void Templar. Yeah, they enter a stasis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me have a look at the.
I think that's
What was-
actually
what
what Endarthe means. They're not stunned, they're stasised. Sorry, Endarthe. We completely misread
Okay.
that.
Yeah. So back to the shadows. the description is when this unit takes fatal damage, it retreats to the void and regenerates its health and shields over 10 seconds. So maybe use wording like that, because stun
implies
not-
that they can be attacked while they themselves cannot attack. That's what stun
that
means.
is also true. Yeah, stun is like a negative thing, right?
Absolutely.
It has a negative connotation.
Like if you get stunned, you get kicked in the gut by Stone Cold, and then you get your head put in his arms, and it's not nice. Getting stunned is not nice. Urun's command, yeah, I think it should be stasis upon taking fatal damage. Restoring 50% maximum shields instantly, and restoring life and shields equal to 100% of their maximum life and 50% of their maximum shields over 5 seconds. While this effect is active, the affected unit is stunned throughout and has a reduced target priority.
Oh, so is this actually a stun? They can be hit.
I mean, they're dead.
Well, from the way this looks,
I think
this acts like a guardian shell with a stun, but without the invulnerability.
in that case, then stun is the correct word. Let's say disabled. Wouldn't disable be a better word? I mean, disabled doesn't necessarily mean stasis. They're just, disabled.
What is it for Dahaka's mutalists? What's the wording for Dahaka's mutalists?
Cocoon.
Because that's the same unit.
Cocoon.
Yeah, but what is the actual wording for that unit? Primal mutalists revive on death after a short time. Okay, it doesn't even tell you anything.
Yeah, maybe a term we can use for
Arrogant
this is crippled or crippled. Well, they are crippled because they can't move, they can't attack. Stun. I don't think stun should be the word anyway. Well, I'm gonna message you on Discord, tell you what words the one we should use. Yeah, I think stun is not the word we're looking for. This effect can only occur once every 300 seconds. I would change that to 240. Yeah. I would change that to 240. Because Death Recall is 240 seconds. Garden Shell is 240 seconds. I think 240 is fair.
Okay.
Alright. Graviton Beam. I should have said 180 seconds to see if you would agree. I would test you. You would agree to 180 seconds and like, aha! It is not 180 seconds, but 240. Anyway. Lifts an enemy grunt into the air. Yeah. Yeah, we've already read this. APL sensors, yeah. I would get this upgrade just to complete the set. And because it's cheap. But I would get the other one first. The other upgrade. The one that affects move speed. Graviton boosters or something. Gravitic thrusters, here we go. I would get gravitic thrusters first. And then get APL sensors. 150, 150. Yeah, I would get gravitic thrusters first and then APL sensors. But honestly, in a 2-base setup, I don't think, in a 2-base setup, if you're just increasing the range, do you think it's even worth getting the upgrade? You can instead of just getting more units, right? Because whenever I play co-op, a lot of people notice this and complain. Whenever I play co-op, the only upgrades I get are attack upgrades. I never get armor upgrades I never get armor upgrades for some commanders because I'm so gas starved at critical moments in the game. I'd rather have more units.
Why are people complaining? It's like it's known. It's like you don't get armor upgrades unless it gives you some.
People complain because they're 1v1 players. Their understanding of the game is that you get upgrades to make your units better. They don't understand that upgrades are critical in 1v1 because it opens up attack timings for you. Like if you get a 1-1 upgrade over your allies or over your opponent's 0-0 upgrades, you will have a short window when you have the upgrade and your opponent does not, and during that window your units will be more effective than your opponent's, which is called an upgrade timing. That's not a thing in co-op. That's not a thing in co-op.
Yeah.
You don't
see, I
trade
don't
with
have this
Amon.
problem on my stream because like all my viewers use StarCraft2coop.com as their #1 source of StarCraft 2 co-op information. They already know all this stuff.
My viewers are 1v1 players. They just copy what the pros do, and it's true. Upgrades are massive when you're trading, but you're not trading with Amon. It's better to have more
You will
units.
never win a trade with Amon.
Yeah, because
Amon
Amon's units are
has
free.
like infinite reasons.
Yeah, and yeah, how the upgrades work is you only get upgrades, you only get armor upgrades if you do get something else aside from them, or if you have the gas to spare. For example, Raynor
Yeah.
when you go bio, usually goes for a lot of mineral heavy units. So you get a lot of gas, you flow a lot of gas, which is why you get the double upgrades. But if you're Vorzun, it's not worth getting the armor upgrades because you'd rather have more units. You'd rather clean up the enemy before you even take a single hit point of damage. That's how Vorzun works. You kill the enemy before they damage you. You don't out-trade them. You sweep them up. You gobble them up.
CTG can link you. CTG, I'll tell CTG to post a link in his YouTube video as well to a video I did on attack upgrades.
Yes, I will link that.
Talks about this.
I might
armor
actually do a separate video on that, referencing your video. Actually, we'll talk about it after this one. Anyway,
Yeah.
Urun's command.
Let's go ahead.
All
Mohander
allied,
next.
yeah, all allied units within range are stunned upon. Oh yeah, I think I already read this part. Graviton B,
We're on
APL
Mohander at the
sensors. Yeah, we're in Mohandar. 500, 200, and 3 minutes. Revive or warp conduit. It has 800 health. Decent. That's decent. I think that's more than the carrier. That's more than the carrier actually. Yeah. Stats, some stats. I think those stats are fine. Can't judge. Weapon range 8. 8 is good. 8 is good range. It's less than a sieged tank. It's less than Tempest. I think it's the same range as Diamondback. Attack rate is lower than normal Void Rays. Okay. All units within range are cloaked. So Mohandar is an Arbiter. A Void Ray Arbiter. Increases... I don't know. I feel like it's Danaimoth who should be the Arbiter. Maybe I'm just... Yeah, I understand why he would do it. So that every hero has some form of buff. But... StarCraft 1 is the Arbiter that cloaks nearby units. And there's no Void Ray. So anyway. It's whatever. Weapon damage output doubles per charge. Gaining a charge every 2.5 seconds. As long as it's attacking the same target and reaching full charge in 5 seconds. Whoa. If you change target, will it not gain a charge? I think you can gain charges. I think you can gain charges even if you change targets. I think the only requirement for prismatic beam is that it is attacking something. You can change targets and still gain prismatic beam if I recall correctly. You don't need to keep it on the same target. You just need to be attacking a target, is what I recall. Do you remember differently?
Yeah, it's... As far as I remember, yeah, it's basically a build-up stack, right?
Yeah, you don't need to be attacking the same target. But as long as you're attacking a target for 5 seconds.
Have a look at the Armada and the Heroic buffs.
Okay. Unit is immune to damage from all allied units.
So I think that is the reason why.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. How Endarthe wants us to use this is we want to charge the Void Rays on each other. I don't know. I would rather have my ally like drop a pylon or something in the middle of the map and then we'll just charge it there. Or you know, I like the concept, but I would rather...
It's an interesting...
I would rather charge it on Amon's forces, like drop a top bar, like use a vortex. Use a vortex on the enemy units and then charge your prismatic beam on them. I think it's better. That's what top bars are for. Right?
Yeah.
Ability reaches full charge in 7.5 seconds. In other words, this unit gains 1 more charge, yeah. I don't think this Armada buff thing is needed. I like the concept of charging the Void Rays with each other. Honestly, I don't think it's required. I don't even think players would do that. Even if you specify it in the description, I don't think players would do that. Players would just A-move their Void Rays because they're Void Rays. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think players would charge the Void Rays on each other?
I personally wouldn't. But
I wouldn't either. I would charge it on the A1s. I would charge it on the A1s Void Rays. That's what I would do.
Yeah. But then again, like, you know, it's opening up options for player, right? So if someone wants to do it, then they can.
I guess.
So,
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
Yeah, don't remove that. You might as well have it. I mean, it's not useful, but it's there, and it's not really hurting anything. So yeah, sure. Yeah, keep it. Keep it. Don't really care. Denymoth. Oh, they made Denymoth a carrier. Oh, that's sad. Denymoth's an arbiter. That's sad. Anyway, it has 1300 health, slightly less than the Leviathan. All allied units within range gain +1 armor and +3 shield armor. If you don't mind, I would rather exchange the Denymoth buff with Mohandar buff, because I really think the Denymoth should be an arbiter, and Mohandar should keep the Void Ray stuff. Like, I would rather have the Denymoth buff be the cloak, and I would rather have Mohandar buff be the plus armor. It just feels right having the arbiter get the cloak. I don't know. I know you haven't played Starcraft 1 that much, but I think it makes more sense that way. I'm not gonna take no for an answer. It's final. Denymoth's command. Yeah. Interceptor? Aw, really? They really want to make it into a carrier though. Builds interceptors that automatically attack a carrier's target. Can be set to autocast. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. Launch range. Oh, leash range. Oh, it doubles the range. 16 range carriers. Yo, dude, this is insane. 16 range.
It's actually really good.
That's longer than a siege tank. I think that's longer than a Tempest. That's almost as long.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why there is a longer leash range, launch range, because the carrier naturally just doesn't gain aggro. But I'm not gonna complain about it.
Yeah. In StarCraft 1, I believe they do gain aggro, but yeah, it's fine. It's whatevers.
Well, some time ago, Blizzard changed the AI to target like the carriers and swarm hosts and basically spellcaster, like the caster units, instead of the units that were spawned. And people complained saying that the AI was extremely OP, and so they changed it back. I cannot remember which patch it happened. It was before I was playing StarCraft like seriously, but it is there where they just reverted the AI back because people would like they would move their carriers into the enemy base, and the enemies would just focus down their carriers instead of the interceptors.
Yeah, it's fine. Something to note: the carrier still has less range than Stukov's siege tanks. That's insane. Stukov's siege tanks have 18 range. That's insane. This unit gains 8 interceptor launch range and leash range. Armada buff. All interceptors are launched in 0.125 seconds. Neat. The following effect is enabled when the unit is within 15 range. Deals 200 weapon damage to all enemy air and ground units and structures in a linear area perpendicular to the direction this... What? Hold on. I gotta read that again. The following effect is... Okay.
Okay, so the way I see this is I think it's dealing damage from the sides of the carrier, the way I understand it. But to be honest, for something like this, I would probably just switch this ability to like Aura. So instead of having all of that, it would just say it deals 200% weapon damage to all enemy units within 3 range. for range. I think something like that, even though it's not quite what you were going for, a little bit cleaner, it's a little bit simpler for people to understand.
Yeah, I just don't understand
and
this one.
Be able to visualize.
Yeah, we're gonna have to skip this one. I don't quite understand how it's worded. Oh well.
Okay.
But yeah, if our master's understanding is correct, then yeah, by all means do what he says. The aura is much easier to understand, or the radius is much easier to understand. Anyway, scout.
I know he wants a rectangular kind of shape because he wants it to deal damage from the sides, but I think something like this is a little bit more tricky. Sometimes it's just better to simplify a mechanic, even though it's not quite what you're going for, just in the name of making it easier for, anyone that's reading through to understand and visualize.
Yeah.
Because that's a very, very important thing.
Because our master and I are idiots, we don't really understand anything. We just talk. Anyway, scout. What, 250 health? That's a lot of health. That's a lot of health, actually. Got some stats, gravitic thrusters. I don't have a complaint about that. We've already read that. We know what a scout is. And they have their Starcraft 1 upgrades. So they have longer range and they move faster. I like that APL sensors also increases weapon range. I like this one. Phoenixes 180 health. This is just slightly tankier. It's slightly tankier than the scout. Graviton beam, yeah, we've already read that. They also gain APL sensors. That's good. Reduce lifted enemies armor to 0. Nice. This is really nice. I almost feel like
all pretty solid.
I almost feel like it would be good to mix in a few of each unit, just to get all the buffs. That's what I feel like, but
yeah, I kind of like the way that these things actually interact with their captains as well. It does encourage you to build a mix, and I like commanders that. One of the reasons why I enjoyed Phoenix even before the prestigious came out is because you had to it encouraged you to build all the units, and
that makes one of us. I like strong commanders. Phoenix before prestigious, I don't know. A lot of people enjoy him, but I enjoy strong commanders. But
Phoenix is a strong commander. He was very, very solid, for mutations and stuff, his conservator buffs and whatnot.
I
he
guess
was really, really good.
I guess, but you're comparing him to guys like Stetboy, Kerrigan, Abathur.
Oh yeah, no, there's no comparing them to the commanders, right? Stetman is just plain unbroken.
Tychus,
but
Zeratul.
Yeah.
Sure, solid, yeah, but anyway, Void Ray, yeah, the Flux Base prismatic beam, no complaints there. Arbiter, Endarthe, I still think Danaimoth should be an Arbiter. The carrier thing is nice and all.
That Danaimoth thing is really bugging you, isn't it?
The what?
The Danaimoth thing.
It really is.
Not being an arbiter.
It really
seems
is.
to really be bothering you.
It's ruining my childhood as we
tell us
speak.
more about how you feel.
It's ruining my childhood. When I was born into this world, my parents told me that Danaimoth is an arbiter. It's just the natural order of things. And seeing him as a carrier feels like there's something wrong. The natural order of things is being disturbed. We'll continue on. Recall, stasis, detection protocol. This unit or structure can detect cloaked, burrowed, duplicate, or hallucinated enemies. The following upgrade is enabled. Unit gains 5 sight range, or plus 5 I guess. You should say unit gains plus 5 sight range instead of 5 sight range, because 5 sight range is pretty tiny. And then heroic buff. Detected enemy units and structures take 20% more damage. Wow. Yeah, I actually think reading all these upgrades that I think Selendis should be capped at like 100 or 150 supply. All of her units are like really good.
But this is only detected enemy units and structures, right? So these are only cloaked? Or does this also include any unit, even uncloaked units?
What structures does Amon cloak?
Well, I'm assuming like... does he have any structures that are cloaked?
No.
It's mutated
Stasis wards. Spider mines.
Spider mines are spider mines even?
When they're burrowed, they're structures, but when they're unburrowed, they're units.
Okay.
The more you know.
So I'm kind of curious to know, like, if this is only for detected / borrowed, or is this for all units? Because the way this is phrased right now is it's only like Dark Templars and Lurkers and Swarm Hosts that will take the extra.
Okay, how about this? Change the wording. If you mean only detected units that are cloaked, then say, the cloaked units that are detected by Arbiters will take more damage. But if it's all units within the sight range, just say all units within the sight range of Arbiters will take more damage.
I would slightly disagree with that. I think the phrasing as it is right now is correct if the unit is actually detected.
Yeah, if it's cloaked and
But if he
detected.
doesn't,
I'm just saying, clarify the wording. It's fine either way, but just clarify the wording to make it more obvious what you actually mean by that. Alright?
okay.
Armada buff. Stasis field have been further improved. Tempest. Requires fleet bacon. It's 450 health. It's pretty good. Disruption blast. Attacks on enemy structure for 7 seconds. This is what we talked about. I mean, it's a cheap upgrade. I would get tectonic destabilizers first, because plus 40 damage versus massive sounds really good. What's the cooldown of the attack? Attack cooldown 2.8 though. So overall, it only gains like 10-ish, 12-ish DPS versus massive. Is that really worth it? If the attack cooldown is 2.8, is plus 40 damage versus massive enough to warrant a 150 upgrade? Oh wait, there's more.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's your counter to like hybrids and Thors and Reavers, I think, and battle cruisers and.
The unit gains 8 range. Yeah, I'm getting this. 8 range.
Yeah, it's a really good upgrade.
Attacks deal 1 radius splash area damage. I'm getting this. I'm so getting this. Like 150 is 150 to gain 8 range and to gain splash and to gain stun. I'm so getting this. Now that's bang for my buck. The disruption blast, yeah, not good. Maybe, I don't know. It almost seems like at least one of the buffs from tectonic destabilizers should go to disruption blast, just to make the disruption blast more worthwhile. Maybe the range should go to disruption blast. What do you think?
Yeah, possibly, but
Just to balance them out a little bit.
I'm impartial to it.
I don't know. It looks like. Remember that Doge meme, that muscly Doge versus the crying Doge. Tectonic destabilizers is a massive Doge, and disruption blast is the crying Doge. That's what I feel like right now. I kind of feel like you should balance them out a little bit to make them, yeah. Just to make players get them both. Carrier, yeah. All just for launch within 0.125 seconds. That's good. Here it is again. Deals 200% weapon damage to all enemy air and ground structures and in a linear area.
It seems to be like a passive for carriers in general.
I just shield pylon. The pylon gives guard and shield.
That's really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, I agree. And it costs the same as a regular pylon. Take that, Carax. Huh. Grants target allied unit a shield that absorbs 100 damage and deals 60 shields over 10 seconds. Ability range 9. Oh, it's cooldown based. That's good. It's cooldown based. 30 seconds. Oh, right. So, like, for any given fight, it can only shield one thing. That's a good. That's still a good reason to deploy forward pylons, I would think.
Yeah.
Nexus. Yeah. Chrono boost. Yeah. Force field. The force field is a Nexus ability. 30 range.
This is... I mean, like... This is a nice idea, but I don't know if this is useful.
It is useful. I know
Because-
exactly what to use it for.
For Rifts to Core Hall?
No. When I'm getting nuked, I'll just force field in front of the ghost to push him out of nuke range. To cancel the nuke.
Will it? Does it cancel
Yes.
the nuke? I
Yes.
didn't know.
When it
Okay.
goes out of range, it will cancel it. I know exactly what I'm using force field for. Amon wants to troll with nukes, that's fine. I'll troll Amon's nukes with force fields. Watch him at the Battle.net forums about Protoss. Rejected abilities. There are a lot of rejected abilities. Look at this.
Don't know about this ability. I don't see myself like ever using that because it's like it's 30 range, which means that you can use it when you're initially pushing the first objective, maybe the second objective, potentially the third.
You can use it on Cradle of Death
As
or Donny Vermilion, maps that have really narrow ramps.
yeah, but like it
Control
goes back
points.
to all the thing you were saying earlier, right? It's like why stall the attack wave when you can just kill it.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
This does have its uses. Like it does have uses. Like for example, if you're playing up against mutators, like Heroes from the Storm or propagators or stuff, you can probably utilize these abilities.
The really sad part is the ability coolness, literally 2 minutes. Oh, hold on!
Yeah. So
Hold on, the force field radius is 4!
yeah,
You can
so you
really...
have two nexuses. You can build more if you need to.
You can
Like,
really...
This looks like a very piece of anti-mutation tech.
Yeah,
But I don't know if it would be useful
you can
for
really derp out
regular
enemy bases, I think.
builds.
With this, you can derp out enemy bases.
Yeah.
Or like... Remember that huge second attack wave on Chain of Ascension? If you don't have anything yet, you can delay the attack wave for 40 seconds. That's a
Yep.
lot of time.
Delays your GG by 40 seconds.
The 40 seconds is a lot of time. You can get a lot of, like in that phase of the game between 7 minutes and 7:40, you can get a lot of stuff and get in really good position with that. I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe I'm just.
It's okay.
And
I wouldn't remove it.
I will definitely use the troll nukes. I would push that ghost out of nuke range. I would make a video showing just that. Just because it's so great to be able to push away the nukes. Push them out of range. That'll be the funniest thing ever. You watch. You watch. There's a whole list of rejected abilities here. I think we're gonna
We
read
can go
them.
through them real quick.
You want to read them?
Sure. Earn passive aura, 5-second vulnerability, or instant full revive with 60-second timed life. Okay, yeah, I can see why that was removed. A little bit too complicated. Mothership form, wormhole entry exit, forcefully transfers allied and enemy units that enter exit. Yeah, again, like it'll be a little bit too complicated to. This is like an enemy warp, basically, but you can't really utilize it because the only map where it could have been utilized, which is Vermilion Problem, was fixed, and now enemy units no longer take damage from lava.
Yeah.
Phoenix Armada buff immobilizes air units. Might have been interesting, maybe a little bit too similar to to Mojo. This might be interesting, maybe to add. But then again, Phoenixes already have pretty good buffs. So. Phoenix.
How long is the night cycle? Sorry, how long is the night cycle in Dead of Night?
Is it 2 minutes? 1 minute 30 seconds? Something like that?
2:30? I think it's 2:30. That's like 100 seconds. No. 150 seconds, right? So I would need
Maybe
4 force fields on the choke points to not have to worry about eye death on Dead of Night. Ever. I would spam Nexus and just put out a single force field at each entrance, keeping the enemy out of my base. And I can like tell my ally, dude, I got it handled. I'm going the offense, you're going the offense. The force fields will just keep everything out of our base. Dude, that's actually the dream. No more IDEF allies in Dead of Night. Force them to go offense. That's the actual dream right there. That is the actual dream. Or if it's a Carax player who types IDEF at the beginning, I would tell them, no, you're not def, you useless. You actually useless. Because I got the def, and I got the off. You got the useless. I guess he got repair beam, but other than that, kinda useless. Anyway, please continue. Please continue.
Phoenix heroic buff recovers energy from killing immobilized units. Phoenix used energy. Yeah, fair enough. Not really necessary. Might be useful, but yeah, not important. Phoenix upgrade, Graviton Beam, gains 1 more charge. Yeah. Void Ray Armada buff increases weapon damage versus massive. Arbiter Armada buff, increased energy regeneration rate. Arbiter
these are
heroic
fine.
buff, allied units can attack units in stasis. Did the Arbiter even have stasis?
Yes.
Okay. I made this okay. Mass teleport instead of recall. Target ally unit structures. Yeah. Tempest Armada buff, increased ground weapon damage versus structures. This heroic buff attacks debuff structures with damage over time. Please no, disintegration is already a useless ability. I guess those are normal attacks. Carrier heroic buff, increased sight range, weapon range. Carrier heroic buff, interceptor deals linear splash damage. Yeah, like that kind of stuff you kind of do not want. It's too complicated to list out in the tooltip. Selendis attack rate mastery, mothership energy regeneration rate mastery, Armada captain passive aura range mastery. Combat unit life regeneration rate mastery, probe harvest rate and move speed mastery, fire while moving. Yeah, I agree with like why these things were rejected.
Okay, anything else? What's your overall impression on Selendis?
Yep, another really fun commander. Like
My overall impression
I said,
is that
and I'll say this about this one as well. It's like if Blizzard released this, I would be very excited. I would be very excited to buy this commander and play it. And the other thing also I want to mention is the structuring of the masteries and the structuring of the talents and the talent unlocks. They line up as well now very nicely with the commander's power level.
yeah. Yeah.
Yadra was a little bit like scattered. This one is very like,
Clean.
This is how like as you go down the talent tree, like you get a new heroic unit and a new like captain stuff.
I agree.
It works very nicely.
My overall impression is that it's very strong. Like, it does a lot of things, and I don't see a clear weakness. Maybe the early game.
I mean, like Stetman doesn't really have a weakness, does he? So it's very much in line with everything else.
Well, Stet Boy kind of has a very streamlined early game on some maps versus fast attackways. But you're right, doesn't really have a weakness. But I don't know. I feel like it has a lot of units that can do everything on their own, and like it just adds layers upon layers of units that are really good. Like you can solo the map with Void Rays, you can solo the map with maybe Phoenixes, you can solo the map with Tempest, you can solo the map with Carriers. Like, there's no weakness, I feel like. That's how I sense it. Like with Gary, you can solo with Gary maybe, but it's not full clear. You can add Zerglings, but you don't have anti-air. You can have Infestors, but it's really hard to control. Yeah, Gary can solo, yes, but not with the same ease as I feel like Selendis can. Like the Plant Cracker alone, you can clear the map with Plant Cracker alone. Don't you feel that's a little too strong?
Plant Cracker, no, perfectly balanced with no exploits. Perfectly 100% balanced.
And that, guys, is our video for today. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea for what else you can do, please leave that in a comment. I will link Al Master's video and his channel down below. Do check him out. He knows a lot about co-op. In fact, more than I do, I think, at some points. I will see you guys next time. And Darth, I will just chat you more in Discord after this. Alright?